Let me shift to another way that AI is helping us in analyst relations, and that's in RFI automation. So what is this? This is using Gen AI to help respond to evaluative report RFIs. Taking in an RFI, deconstructing it, and responding to it in a highly accurate, effective, efficient way. As this evolved over the last year, the ability to take this new Gen AI and layer it onto an RFP response tool, we went out and surveyed our customers. And we asked our customers, what is most important to you when thinking about tools to use for RFI automation? And the way to read this chart is the yellow-green bars, those are the most important, and the blue bars are the second most important priorities. What we heard from our customers was the accuracy of the answers is most important. It has to be right. But very closely behind that, we heard it needs to comply with my AI governance in my company, and it needs to comply with my data and security implications in my company. And I need to really understand, is this saving me time? And how much effort is it going to take to get it up and running? And how much effort is it going to take to maintain over time? And what we learned from all of that is there's no one tool or one approach or one answer that's going to work for a majority of companies. You need to be flexible to meet the needs of your customers, which is what we had in mind when we created and rolled out our RFI Accelerator offering. The RFI Accelerator offering is a services-led offering by our services agency to help you pick the right tool based upon our experience in having worked with all the major third-party tools like Responsive, Loopio, Tribble, Conveyor, working with the LLMs directly, and understanding the right process and the right prompts to get maximum results. In our RFI Accelerator offering, which is very approachable, by the way, for just $10,000, we can help a company pick the right tool using our calculator and decision matrix, run through a process, use our prompt library to understand how to get the most out of the tools at every stage of the process, and actually run through your first RFI with you. We'll train you how to do this process on your own, or you can continue to work with us moving forward. Let me give you one example that we talked about yesterday. I'm not sure if Pete's in the room today from FICO. Pete and FICO were working on their first MQ. And so they wanted to understand, A, where might I end up in this MQ? And B, how can I leverage these tools to accelerate and automate and save time and get a better outcome? So working with our AR agency, the first thing we did with Pete, which we do with a lot of customers, is, hey, you might have one of these tools already in your organization. And in fact, FICO did. They were using Responsive in their sales organization. And many of you in your companies may also have these tools available to you in other parts of your organization. So Pete went to the sales team, got access to the Responsive tool, and used it to create a first draft of a response to the MQ. Also understood that these tools have some complexity to them, understanding them, getting them set up, using them, and decided not to continue to use that tool for the rest of the process. And in fact, we shipped it over and used ChatGPT. And we didn't use the tool just to generate draft responses. That was great, but there's a lot more that you can do with these tools. So we took the draft responses and then as a whole evaluated, does this seem complete? Are we consistent in our tone? Are there any gaps? We went and compared it actually to the criteria and said, are there any specific criteria that were called out that we haven't fully answered or we think are weak or we can improve? We took the answers and looked at it from a competitive lens. How are our competitors going to shape up, and how does that compare to how we're going to shape up? All of these activities led to us producing a higher quality, more complete product at the end of the day, both saving time, but also getting greater clarity on the output that we want to deliver.